Hey guys, before we get started on our ice cream, if you're looking for more Asian-inspired summer treats, one of my Hot Thai Kitchen fans posted a great video on mango and papaya shake on his channel, The Cook and Share. I'll put a link to it at the end so you guys can check it out.
สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. Today we are making Thai iced tea ice cream. And when I posted a picture of this as I was recipe testing on Instagram and Facebook, people just went nuts for it. They've been saying, please, a recipe for this. And here it is, a recipe for Thai iced tea ice cream. Now, as a bonus, this recipe also does not require an ice cream machine. And when I posted my coconut ice cream last time, a lot of you were asking, I don't have an ice cream machine, what can I do? Well, you can make this recipe. So if you've been sort of researching ice cream recipes without a machine, you may have come across a technique that uses condensed milk and whipped cream and putting them together and freezing it, and there you go, ice cream. And so that's the technique I'm going to use today, and it's perfect because sweetened condensed milk is the major ingredient of Thai iced tea anyway, so I mean there's no other flavor that's more perfect for this technique. So we're going to get started. So I've got here just a pot, and I'm going to heat up 1.5 cup of whipping cream. So I'm just going to heat this up until it's hot. And I'm going to make sure that as it's heating, I am stirring and scraping the bottom every once in a while, just so that I don't get that layer of scorched bottom. Now when it's hot, once you start seeing steam coming up, go ahead and add your Thai tea leaf. Now this is a 1/4 cup of Thai tea. And you're gonna just keep stirring until it comes to a boil. Now as you can see, it's turning a nice orange color. If yours does not turn orange, I'm gonna tell you what happens. As I found out yesterday, in a moment of panic, I found out that recently, oh by the way, once it boils, just stop, just take it off heat. Don't boil cream unattended. When it boils, it will boil over. So, you know, be there with it. It doesn't take a long time. And then you're just gonna let this steep in the hot cream for 5 minutes. Okay, going back to the non-orange Thai tea. So as I found out yesterday, I made a batch of this, and the Thai tea didn't have this iconic orange color. And I panicked. I thought, you know, the world was coming to an end. I had the same feeling when the show Friends was over. What happened was the equivalent of the FDA in Thailand has started to ban the orange food coloring that's responsible for this orange color. So if that happens to you, you know, panic, but you know that it's not like it's gone bad or anything. I don't know if it's permanent. This might be the end of orange Thai tea as we know it. Start of a new era of Thai food history, but it'll still, I think, taste the same. If you want the color, you can add food coloring to it. So it's been 5 minutes and our tea's been steeping. Now you may be tempted to let it go, you know, for an hour and let it cool down completely. Don't do that because as I found out, if you let this cool down completely before you strain, the cream will thicken and it'll be very hard to strain and you'll lose a lot of liquid in the tea. And if you get little tea dust, that's okay. You're not gonna taste it, it's not gonna make a difference. It actually gives it that specked vanilla bean look. So now that you've got this, what you want to do is make sure that you've got a 1.25 cups of cream left, and that's why I wanted to pour it into a measuring cup, and I do. And most of the time, if you don't let the tea leaf steep for longer than 5 minutes, you should have somewhere around a 1.25 cups. If not, just add more. If you have a little more than 1/4 cup, it's not a big deal. Just as long as they're somewhere around that ballpark. And then what I'm also gonna do is add a little pinch of salt. As you may remember from my Thai iced tea episode, a little bit of salt helps give the sugar a little more personality. So that's what we're gonna do, give this a stir, and then we're gonna let it cool completely in the fridge. Now, when I mean cool, I mean cold. Don't just put it in there for a couple of hours. We're gonna whip this like whipped cream, and if you are familiar with the technique of whipping cream, the cream needs to be very cold. I would recommend do this the day before so it's had a full night, or you can put it in for 4 hours, I would say, push it to the back of the fridge, so that's the coldest part, and then we'll be right back. So what I've got here is a stand mixer, but you can also do this with the hand mixer. So here's my cream, my ice cream mix that I mixed in yesterday. I made this yesterday. So we're just gonna whip this. And if I had thought about this, I would have put it in a container that's easier to scrape. Okay, and now we're going to whip this until quote-unquote soft peaks. For you pastry people, you know what that means. If you're not pastry people, just follow along. Once the beaters start leaving a trail that doesn't just immediately disappear, you're close to soft peak. So you want to kind of check. This is a very early soft peak stage. It's a peak, you know, you can see a peak, but it's not holding its stiffness. So once you're at soft peak, you're gonna add your condensed milk. Ooh, I just love condensed milk. By the way, if you've never had condensed milk on buttered toast, try it. And now my super secret ingredient. Da-da-da-da! Baileys! So Irish cream liqueur, I'm using this. The whole point is put some alcohol in there and it will prevent the ice cream from freezing super solid. I like to use Baileys because the flavor works really well. You can try other kinds of liqueur just as long as the flavor doesn't clash with the ice cream. And you can also put Baileys in your Thai iced tea or Thai iced coffee just as a drink. It's very good. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Baileys and I'm gonna whip this until stiff peaks. The way I like to test for stiff peaks is not actually with the peak. I just like to run my finger through it like this. And, because then I get to taste it. And then if your finger leaves a trail that stays there, okay, that doesn't move, then you're pretty much there. And if you want to do the peak thing, you just look at it. Look at this peak. See this peak? See how it's stiff? I can shake it, and it's staying a peak. So there you are. There's your ice cream. Oh my god, it was so easy, and it had like 3 or 4 ingredients, I don't remember, and it's tasting delicious even when it's not super cold yet. So we're just gonna put this into our tray. What I like to do is make little ice cream sandwiches. So see these Oreos? We're gonna put the ice cream base in here and just sort of let it freeze in there. And this is the thing, when you make ice cream sandwiches, normally you'd have to take the ice cream out, let it soften and come to, you know, so it's spreadable before you do this. But this way, you can do it right now and put it in the fridge. And I took the filling out because I thought it's a bit of an overkill, but if you like the filling, you can leave it in here and add a little bit of the ice cream base in here and put it on top. And we're going to put that in the freezer. And I'm also going to put my other ice cream in the freezer. So while our ice cream is chilling, as you know, Thai iced tea is always topped with a layer of evaporated milk on top, and that sort of white on orange look is what's iconic and beautiful about it. So we're going to mimic that by making a topping. You could just do evaporated milk and drizzle it, and it'll sort of solidify upon contact and become a thin glaze, which is what a lot of ice cream vendors do in Thailand. But I want it to be a little bit thicker, so I like to mix it with some sweetened condensed milk, just in equal parts, because condensed milk on its own is a little bit too sweet. The ice cream is already sweet, and the condensed milk on its own, yeah, it's just overkill. So just thin it out a little bit with the evaporated milk, and it looks thin right now, but when you let this cool in the fridge, it'll be thick enough that it'll actually stay and look nice and be an added feature on your ice cream. So now all we have to do is wait patiently for ice cream to be ready. Okay, so it's been in the freezer for a little while, and now it's the exciting part where we get to scoop and dish. Oh, it's perfectly, it's just hard enough for me to scoop actually, and I'm gonna dish it into this nice martini glass here. And I mentioned that I'm gonna show you how I like to serve my Thai iced tea ice cream. Here's 2, never put 2 round things together by themselves, always make a 3. And yeah, this could use a little more time in the freezer, but that's okay, we're in a rush. And here we go. The way I like to do it is I like to put cubes of bread on it. So this is fluffy, kind of brioche type bread. I got this from a Chinese Asian bakery, which they often have it. And bread, Thai tea, ice cream. It's a very Thai thing to do, to have bread and ice cream, but I highly recommend it. It's super delicious. I should have put the bread down first, is what I feel like. There we go. Now we're talking. Yeah, okay. And then, no, I think that's enough. And then remember our little sauce that we made? Oh, yes. Whew, I'm getting goosebumps. If you know what Milo is, do a little Milo, a sprinkle of Milo on top, and you'll be happy. Okay, I'm ready. Ooh, so creamy, so smooth. That Bailey's has kept it soft, but the Bailey's actually added a little wink of I don't know, you can taste it a little bit, but not so much that it overpowers the Thai tea. So good. The Oreos. There they are. Oh, so good. So I'm gonna have one. Look how cute. I mean, if you set these out at a party, people are gonna go nuts over them. Oh man. You have to try this. I hope you give this a try because it's so delicious and so easy. It was like so few ingredients. Once you've tried this, let me know how it goes. Take a photo and send it to me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. If you enjoy the show, please click to subscribe so I can keep doing these shows for you. And I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal.